the second big tornado story that we've been on just in the past week. I mean, we were down in Dallas earlier this week looking at some of that destruction, and you know, they had significant damage down there, but I think looking at this, I think we've probably been hit way harder in all of this because our path is such a large path of destruction right here. But this area here in Shawnee hit so heavily, you know, from the interstates, but then, boy, you get up in here to this mobile home park, and there's just so much destroyed and so much just gone.
And if you have any pictures now that these storms have moved through your area, if you have any pictures or any video that you've taken, send them to us. We want to see you local at KOCO.com to see what happened in your backyard. Send in those pictures, send in that video. You can also hop online to KOCO.com, join our live wire, and talk about what's going on in your neighborhood, what you may have experienced, and share your stories, hear from other people about what they saw as well. You can help us be, you know, our eyes and ears in the field as well as we continue our coverage.
Yeah, we like to share those photographs, any sort of video that you might have coming through. And listen, don't forget, Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane, Rusty McCraney, Brad Souter, Danielle Dozier, they have been tracking this thing for several days. We knew we were going to have 3 days. Well, guess what? This is day number 2. We still have day number 3 to go where there is a threat for storms. So you've got to be very careful, and you've got to be very weather aware. We always say that. And one of the ways to do that is to download the KOCO Tornado app. This thing is to the minute, it's to the second, and anytime our meteorologists are on the air, this thing is broadcasting. So if you're down in that shelter, if you're in that safe room, if you can get a signal out there, you're going to be able to see the coverage that's going on and track that radar and track that storm, because, you know, we see it going up, you know, a roadway where we're like, oh, I know that road, I know 150th. We see that damage, we know what's going on. It's interesting to track it, and if you live there, it's vital that you know where the storm is. You don't want to come out when you've been sitting there waiting so long.
And it's something that's so easy you can do. Just head into your app store and look for KOCO to download that tornado app to give you the first alert. You can see here from Sky 5 some of the emergency crews, the firefighters, they continue to make their way across these piles and piles of debris of people's homes, mobile homes that have been thrown about in this 8-block by 3-block area near Highway 102 and Independence in Shawnee, not far from the Shawnee Reservoir.
Even if you're spared, even if your home was spared right here, I doubt those people are going to be able to stay in their home tonight because there's probably no power, no water, no services at all right there. Hey, you know, we lost Patty Moon just a moment ago, just the satellite went down, and we want to go back out to her. She's in the town of Kearney. It's a very small town, about 2 square miles right there. And Patty, I know you were talking to the gentleman there, and this is Sunday. I don't know if you had a chance to ask him this, but he said there were about 20 people there. I don't know if they were working or if they just came to that safe area, because that's what people tend to do. They know where the safe room is, and that's where they head.
Yeah, Paul, there were about 15 people huddled in there, just people from down the road. It sounds like all those people got in there quickly. We continue to hear stories of survival out here in Kearney. We want to zoom in and show you. We're facing east right now. We're showing you another direction. This, believe it or not, was a mobile home here, and this is another incredible survival story that we're hearing. We actually spoke to the couple who was living in this mobile home. Their in-laws were right next door, so they said they decided to ride out the storm with their in-laws. There was a couple and a sister that were huddled in a bathroom, and the woman's parents, her father is in a wheelchair. He was not able to get into the bathroom, so he was just sitting right outside the bathroom with his wife. All of them, believe it or not, survived, but take a look. Their mobile home just absolutely unrecognizable, and we spoke to this family. They are in unbelievably great spirits. They say, you know, all this destruction that you're seeing, it's just materialistic, but they say they are just thankful that everyone's okay. They tell me that their church family, all of the people they go to church with, have been out here just trying to help them, maybe salvage a few things that they can. They've already had offers on places to stay, and so they say that when they saw their church family members come out to help them, they just got emotional, but they are thankful that they are alive, and like I said, in really good spirits, and that's really what we're hearing in this town of Kearney. A lot of people just thankful that they're not hearing a lot of reports on deaths or injuries. We have heard that there may have been a few injuries. We're not sure the extent of those injuries at this point. But looking at this destruction, it's incredible that we're not hearing more of those stories. Jessica and Paul, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Patty. I'm seeing here 183 families live in the Kearney area. That's not very many people. So when things happen there, everybody knows the other person that's been affected by this. And that's what Patty was saying. I mean, as soon as their church family came out, they knew, and they came out to help.
Well, let's go now to get some information from Cleveland County. Megan McCormick joins us now. She's with the Cleveland County Sheriff's Department to talk about some of the damage you guys have seen. We want to show you some Sky 5 video as well from the Lake Thunderbird area as it heads over to Shawnee. But Megan, just kind of give me a rundown on the very latest, the hardest hit area there of Cleveland County.
It looks like that, Jessica, that our hardest hit area is going to be on Indian Hills Road between 168th and 192nd Street.
And what kind of damage are you seeing there? And tell us about injuries as well.
Right now, at this point, we don't know of any injuries. We have our deputies that are currently rescuing people from homes and searching all the homes in the area. We do have some areas that are blocked off. We do have 192nd and 168th Street is blocked off, Franklin Road and 192nd, along with Hara and Rolling Oak and 149th Street and Hara. Those areas are all blocked off to traffic.
And you mentioned some rescues that are going on. What can you tell us as far as how many rescues? Do you have any idea right now that may be happening?
Yeah, right now, like I said, we don't know if there's any of those injuries. Like I said, we have our deputies that are searching each of those homes to make sure that all the residents are okay in that area at this point.
And is this a mobile home park as well?
You know, I don't know for sure. I know that some areas might be a mobile home communities. Other homes are residential houses.
So this is a widespread area, Megan. That's what you're talking about.
Exactly, it's a widespread area. Yes.
Wow. Do you know about power outages or anything like that? Is it pretty widespread?
I don't have a number of power outages right now, but I do know we do have power outages in the area. Yes.
And how significant is the damage there, Megan?
I would say it's fairly significant. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I know that from what my deputies have said, it's fairly significant damage.
Okay, Megan McCormick with the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office. Thank you very much for the information right there. They've got a lot to clean up, and here in Oklahoma County, we've got some things to clean up as well.
We do. We know several different areas have been hit in Oklahoma County. We just got a situation update that came down from emergency management, from the Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management, kind of giving us the rundown.
Yeah, Kelly Kane joins us with the Oklahoma Emergency Management. Kelly, thanks for your time. What can you tell us about, we're reading your situation update, but what can you tell us? Kelly, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi.
Tell us what you guys are dealing with here.
Well, right now the state EOC is activated. Our liaisons from other state agencies are down here as well, so we are doing what we can to assist with what's going on out there in these areas. We have a lot of we have a bad situation that's going on in Shawnee, the Shawnee area that we're all, kind of watching play out on the TV screen here right now. And a lot of resources are headed out that way, ambulances, medical teams. So we know that there's a lot of help that's needed in that area. And we also know that there's damage in Norman, Lincoln County, and other areas as well. So we just continue to get more damage reports in from these areas that were hit.
Kelly, can you give us a confirmation on any fatalities?
I do not have a confirmation on that, no.
Okay.
What about injuries?
We know that there are injuries, but we don't have a number yet on how many.
And as we get into the night, how are you guys set up, and what's your night going to be like?
Well, we're going to be here at the EOC overnight. We're working 24 hours right now, fully staffed. And so we're prepared to be here all night for as long as the storm lasts. And we also have people out in the field as well.
Okay.
And then we're looking to tomorrow as well. It could be another bad situation for us weather-wise. I guess you guys will continue to keep the doors open and the lines of communication open as we all ride out these storms together.
Absolutely. We're here as long as we're needed.
Okay, Kelly Kane with the Oklahoma Emergency Management, thank you very much. Let's go a little bit over her situation update and some of the, because one of the things that they do is they talk to everybody and the information all funnels to them.
Yeah, they are the state Department of Emergency Management. They're talking to emergency managers in all of these different counties, getting a better idea of what's happening in these individual counties. Let's talk now about Cushing. You remember Rusty and Damon were talking about Cushing earlier in the coverage this evening. The emergency management there reporting some debris because of the storm that moved through. They're still trying to assess the damage. They had up to quarter-size hail as well. Doesn't sound like Cushing was hit too bad there. As far as Edmond is concerned, there are some reports of 7 homes with minor damage in Edmond. That's from the emergency manager. And
in Lincoln County, we do have some injury reports. We've got at least 4 injuries that have been reported in Lincoln County. There's also damage to homes there. And in Norman, we saw this storm go right up through Norman. You know, they were concerned about Main Street in Norman for quite a while when this storm came through. But it hit up in that area as well. And it sounds like it's pretty significant. About 30 to 40 homes damaged or destroyed. That's coming from the Norman Emergency Management. And Shawnee sounds like it has been hit the hardest. Yeah. You know, we've been showing you that mobile home park there at 102 and Independence. Shawnee and the Pottawatomie County Emergency Manager there reporting they are declaring a state of emergency in Pottawatomie County in the Shawnee area because of all of that damage. They're still out with crews trying to assess just how bad it is. But you can see from the video we've been showing you in the live pictures from Sky 5 the devastation there. But they're going out into the areas to get a better idea. Yeah, and as we mentioned, I mean, it's 8:30 right now. Sky 5 is going to be losing its light. You can see the pictures changing quite a bit on you right now as they go across this damage live here near 102 and Independence. So there's a lot of damage in that area, but Kearney is the other area that's been hit very hard, and that's where Morgan Chesky is right now. Morgan, where are you? I know Patty Moon is on one part of town. You're in another part of town where there's some damage.
Well, just about a quarter mile from Patty right now, and she actually mentioned one of the most compelling stories coming out of this, and I wanted to take a chance and show you the building that she was referring to. Here's a local energy business here, been standing about 15 years, and just to show the isolated nature of the tornado's destruction as it made its way through, you can see the front of that building still up, but take a look just past the front wall, and this is what struck this afternoon. Those high winds coming through, tearing these iron beams off the foundation and bending it right back. About half the building completely sheared off, and you can see from here it's hard to believe anyone came out of this okay, but we know that this serves as kind of a hub in the community, and because of that there was a safe room inside. About 15 to 20 people were able to go about 20 yards from where I'm standing. Through this destruction, there is a completely encased piece of concrete, and they huddled in there and they prayed for about 30 to 40 seconds while that tornado made its way through. And that's just one of the many stories we're hearing here in Kearney tonight. Again, we're about 100 yards from a neighborhood that saw some of the worst damage as the tornado made its way through. Everyone knows a neighbor or a friend who is picking up the pieces here tonight, and we have relatives that are driving in from all over the state trying to help folks out before the sun goes down and just pick up as much as they can here in Kearney. We'll have you posted with all the details, but again, so many stories coming out of this town. Very interesting to hear, and just so glad to hear everyone's doing okay tonight. Paul, Jess?
Isn't that remarkable, Morgan? And we have some pictures now, local pictures that people sent in to us here from Kearney of some of the damage there. I don't know if